Alpha Renegade, and I'm here to make a tail freshening tutorial. It's like after you get a tail and it's already kind of straight-ish, and you just want to like freshen it, because if you leave it there like long enough just hanging, dust and everything will collect, and there's a window right here, so I gotta make sure the sunlight doesn't reach them too bad. And also just make the color fade, and it will not smell or look as good as it should. So I'm going to make a tutorial for you guys to see how I freshen up my tails. I mean, it's my preference. Other people will do it differently, like spray it with a water bottle and just kind of comb it out, but I have a little bit different idea of it. So here we go. Okay, hey, sorry I look pretty terrible. I just took a shower, but let me show you. Here's the tail I just got from Nature Punk a couple weeks, last weekend actually, and yeah, it's pretty big. Even though it doesn't have to be freshened like the other ones, I've already done my other tails, and my friend, Kaliska wanted me to do a tutorial, and this is the only tail I haven't freshened up, so this is the only thing I can use to really show you guys the results. Because if I refreshed it up, you won't see the fluffiness, or you won't see the change in the fluffiness and coloring like if it's already freshened up. So this one is not freshened up yet, so let's go. All you need is a spray bottle, hairbrush, and straightener, or at least that's what I use, and of course your tail. So you put all these things aside. Okay. Oh yeah, and you need a sink with water. So you just run your hand through the water, cup your hand, kind of go like that, and and sprinkle the water out of your hand so it's not like soaking. So you have a moist hand, kind of dripping, and you go like this, brush the fur backwards. See, it's upside down. You brush it backwards with your hand, trying to get water inside the fur, just not soaking. You can see it's getting kind of moist on the outside of the fur, and of course it's fluffing up as you do it backwards. Be very careful grabbing the tip. Don't pull too hard. Just lightly fluff it over with water. And do it right side up too. Make sure you get both sides everywhere. Then do it upside down again. Keep getting water in your hand a little bit. And then once you're done with that part, you grab like the chain part and just fluff it out. Come over here and fluff it out. Just let it wring out by itself. And the water should kind of spray off of it. Then you get your hairbrush. Most people use a comb because they say that it brings out the fur, or the globs of fur, but it doesn't for me. I don't like dig the brush into it, I lightly brush it. Like here you've got to be especially careful. You just brush over it, like that. Get a little bit more moist on the outside, fluff it out a little bit more. Then you grab your straightener. And right here is where I straighten it, because when you put it on your belt loop or whatever, the hairs will fluff up. So you like quickly go over it with a straightener so the hairs kind of fluff down a little bit, so they're not as messy. Oh wait, I gotta make sure my straightener's on. So let that warm up for a second. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. But yeah, so it's lightly moisted, or whatever you want to call it, moistened. Yes. Then you brush it over right here a little bit more. Okay, it's warm now. You go over it lightly with the straightener right here. I'm not really good at explaining things, so if this is kind of mind-boggling to you, I'm sorry, but that's how I do it. Okay. And if your tail is kind of wonky when it comes out of the package, you just go over it like this quickly. Not too quick, but not too slow, because you don't want to burn the fur. So yeah, once that part's done, And so it's getting a little bit more fluffy. And now we take our hairbrush again and brush it backwards. I'll put it sideways so you guys can see. Here's the tip of it with the chain, but we brush it backwards. Careful not to get any of the globs of fur, just lightly brush it over so that the fur just kind of changes direction. And you put it right side up again, fluff it out. See, it's already getting like really, really fluffy again. So you just fluff it like that, grab the tip, turn it upside down, fluff it a little bit more, gently, like that. Okay, and now it should be pretty much fluffed up again. And you may have to repeat it, which I don't usually, so I just kind of leave it like this, brush it backwards with my hands. And then, yeah, you hang it back up, or it's almost ready to hang back up. Once you like flipped it out and everything, it's gonna be really fluffy. Just to moisten the fur and the leather, don't actually spray the leather part right here, but like the leather inside the tail. Grab your spray bottle, spray once on one side and once on the other. Then fluff it out again like this. Turn it upside down one more time. And there you go. All the dust and everything that accumulated on it should be gone. It should look fluffier. It should feel softer. And yeah. Oh yeah, turn off the sink. Turn off the straightener. Put your hairbrush and everything away. And yeah, enjoy your fluffy but soft tail. And that's how I do it. I'm going to show you all the tails that I have now. Going in my room. Going in my room. Yeah, I still look pretty terrible. Just came out of the shower. So I'm going to hang her back up. Or him back up. This tail's a him. It's a very beautiful him. I've ordered my tails from biggest to smallest. It's just my preference in tails, like the way they're ordered. So yeah, all these tails are fluffed back up. They're way fluffier than they were before. And since I got this tail and this tail recently, I ran out of ceiling hooks to put them. And Kaliska wants me to fix her tail for her because someone pulled on it and right here is like not even leather there, it's just hanging by fur. So I have to like push it back together, or sew the leather back together on the top and bottom. So I ran out of hooks, and every tail for me has to have their own spacing to like fluff out. I don't like them touching and squeezing together on one hook. So I just grabbed like little bead necklaces for my smallest ones, and I left them hanging under the other ones so that they can fluff out as they please. They're not cramped together on the same hook as other ones. They're fluffed out. I mean, I know it will look funky for as long as I don't have more hooks, but yeah. Those are my fluffy tails plus Kaliska's one. And yeah, that's pretty much how you fluff them out. And I hope you enjoyed and could understand my weird language and weird voice. But I hope this helped, and I hope that you'll have as good results as I did. It will take a while to get the hang of it, but once you understand what you're actually doing with the straightener and hairbrush and everything, and you see the results, like take a before and after picture. You can see it. The color will change. Sometimes not in... It won't change. The fur is shifted, so it will look a little bit different, but it's of course the same tail. And it will still mostly look like the same tail. You can't really tell. Like if your friend comes over before they were fluffed up, they won't tell it's a different tail when they come after they're fluffed up. They'll look fluffier, and maybe they won't notice it, but you can really feel it, and it's just overall healthier for the tails, to make them last longer, and the leather last longer especially. So yeah, don't brush too hard, don't straighten too long, just straighten the parts that you need. If it's like fluffy on the trainer part, then just straighten it right there. As soon as I get a new tail, I'll try to remember, you know what, I'll try to remember to make a video about what you do when it comes out of the package. I forgot to do that with these two new ones because my cousin, when they arrived at her house, she opened them, so I never got to like actually see them right when they were opened. She never straightened them or anything, but once they're already opened out of the package, they kind of start to fluff up, and I hadn't gotten them from her house until a week later, so they were already a little bit fluffier. And yeah, so I never got a chance to make that video. And yeah. And remember, your tail, with your tails, it's not the size that matters. It's pretty much the coloration. Like, even if you get the wrong color of tail that you wanted to have, just remember, if you got a real tail, then an animal died for that tail. Or even if it's a recycled tail, that tail, an animal is still dead out there. So you gotta cherish it. Even if you're not satisfied with the length or the color or the fluffiness, still cherish it. Don't forget it. I mean, I haven't forgot about my raccoon and coyote, I think, tail. I haven't forgotten about them. I mean, sure, I don't really wear them, but I fluff them up the same time as I do with the other tails. Every tail should be pretty much treated equally. I don't really wear them because they're kind of like way small, and they're really weird. The leather in the inside is really dried out. That's how it came when they came, and I really hate that. And I don't want to break them because they're pretty fragile. The leather is kind of cracking, and I don't want to have it cracking on my butt. Or what? I said that weird. I don't want it breaking while I'm wearing it. So yeah, just treat them all equally. I have a lot of tails, as you can see, and kind of too many tails that I can wear. That's kind of why I let the pack wear them, or some of the pack members, depends on who I trust. But I never let anyone except me wear them at school, because if I break it at school, then that's my fault. But my friends and my pack members can only wear them when we're not in school. Other than that, I don't trust people. I mean, I would trust them as a pack member, but they can't stop people from breaking my tail. And yeah, so sorry I'm like lecturing on and on, but I hope this helped, and I hope you enjoyed. Leave comments if you want me to make a new video, or ask me a question, or maybe remake the video to make it look a little bit easier, or some tips to help me with my tail fluffing. And also, if I can remember, I will make a tail fixing tutorial for that one, because she wants it longer, and because it was pretty short before it broke, and when they broke it, it like stretched it out a little bit more. So the leather like broke, but the fur is still hanging on, so it looks longer than it was. And I will show you how to make it longer if it's broken like that. Like maybe not two separate pieces, but hanging on by fur. It is kind of possible. It'll look a little bit shorter than it is when it's broken, but you get another piece of leather and kind of like put it in there, and yeah, I'm gonna be getting leather and all these. I have a whole list of things that I have to get from the store. The things that have check marks I already have, but this is my tail fixing stuff. And glue, don't use glue on a tail. I didn't need glue for like touching the fur or anything. It was another part. I forgot what it was. But never use glue to fix your tail. Always use like leather needles and thick thread, because your thread, like normal thread, will break when it's on the needle, and your needle may break when it's too thick of leather. So I will explain all these things in the tail fixing tutorial I will make later, but I hope you enjoyed. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.